You're watching the news on the hour brought to you from the Anglican Cable Network Nigeria, ACNN. I am Nzubechi Frank. You are welcome. Ahead of 2019 general election, Nigerian politicians have been urged to play politics with commitment to the nation and not a selfish interest. The Bishop of Kebbi Diocese Anglican Communion, the Most Reverend Edmund Akanya, made this statement while speaking in an interview with journalists in Abuja. According to him, it is rare to find a politician who play politics with the spirit of commitment to the nation as it were before now. He therefore advised that politicians should sell their idea to Nigerians and allow them vote for whom they like.
I think they should play by the rules and everybody should be committed. We really don't see a lot of politicians playing, that spirit of commitment to the nation as it were, that we are all just one. Everybody is fighting for his own interests, and people are not putting the interest of the nation in the forefront. Number two is the fact that people should play and allow others the opportunity to vote who they like, because we know that besides the parties is the partisanship of Nigerians along religious lines, and it will not help this country. It's becoming clearer and clearer and becoming more obvious in our political, in our politicking and our political life. And it is dividing the country more and more. So we must, if we want any good for this nation, those who are there now should sell their ideas. What are they going to do? Rather than using their religion to win votes.
He also advised Nigerians to come out in their large numbers to vote and also put aside politics of money while casting their votes, as that will not bring out the good in politicians.
Many Nigerians, as we speak, are still politically illiterate because they don't ask politicians what are they going to do. All they're interested in is what they can gain, which are temporary and momentary. But if we begin to allow our politics to play on ideas and ideology and on things that people can do, it will further unite this country, because if they are based on ideas and ideologies, it will cross across religious boundaries. But when these things don't exist in our politics, the tendency for people to hoodwink and manipulate the electorate is very easy. And thirdly is the fact that there is poverty everywhere. So, and since in the rural area, many of the Nigerians who will want to vote see this time as a time that they can get a payback before they can give their vote. So this politics of money should not be put in the front burner of our country, because it will not bring out the best of politicians for the nation. And so I urge Nigerians to vote by their conscience, and they should come out en masse and choose those who they want.
Bishop Akanya also called on INEC to play by the rule and not allow themselves to be manipulated by any party.
INEC should play by the rule. There should be no favoritism. People should be given opportunity to vote as at when due. And they should not allow any political party to be favored against all others. And I think if we go by this, definitely we will be able to come out with a result that is credible, that is reliable, and that is generally acceptable.
wife of the president, Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, has appealed to women to ensure the return of the APC administration in 2019. She made the appeal at a National Women Leadership Summit organized by a political group project 4+4 for Buhari and Osibanjo 2019 at the National Women Development Center in Abuja. Mrs. Buhari observed that during the last election, women participated fully in the voting process and ensured that APC was elected, and that was why the government of President Muhammadu Buhari came up with social investment programs targeted at them and their children in order to engage them and reduce the level of poverty among them. Speaking on behalf of the wife of the president at the event is the wife of the vice president, Mrs. Osibanjo, who commended women for providing a permanent support base for the APC and said they remain ambassadors of the party wherever they find themselves. She called on them to continue to support the party, saying continuation of the party in 2019 means a better Nigeria for them and their children.
We are strategically consolidated in support of His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari and all APC candidates in the upcoming elections and beyond. In this regard, this gathering is significant because it represents every Nigerian woman seeking to holistically and strategically analyze and address issues of women participation in politics, thus producing an achievable roadmap for the 2019 elections and beyond. This speaks directly to the theme of this event, women mobilizing together to sustain the change agenda. Our importance in the upcoming elections cannot be underestimated. How we comport, unite, and organize ourselves and activities in the upcoming elections will greatly determine our success. This exercise is one which is strategic, not just for the future of APC, but the entire country. As such, we have a lot of work to do in mobilizing a majority of the registered female voters. As it is often said, if you want to go fast, run alone. If you want to go far, run with like minds. Having said this, I invite you on this journey to a women-piloted campaign for the 2019 elections and a gender-balanced political economy thereon. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Some other top politically positioned women who spoke at the event stated that the purpose of the summit was to bring together women from 774 local government areas and chart for them a strategy for the campaign period. They also said that women can control the voting power and as such they must be reckoned with. President Muhammadu Buhari has visited the Auschwitz-Birkenau Memorial and Museum in Poland, where he paid tribute to Holocaust victims. After an hour and 10 minutes guided tour to the museum devoted to the memory of the victims who died at both camps during World War II, President Buhari penned a handwritten tribute in the visitor's book, quoting Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, "The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones." The president also laid a wreath at Block 11 of the museum, known as the Death Block. According to an epitaph in the block, male and female prisoners from all parts of the camp complex were held in the building. Following brutal interrogations, they were in most cases sentenced to death by shooting. The president, on day 4 of his visit to Poland, where he had attended the opening of the UN Climate Change Conference in Katowice, delivered his national address at the 12-day meeting of COP24, met with several world leaders and visited the impressive Nigerian pavilion at the Climate Summit. A coalition of civil society organizations in Nigeria has called on the federal government and security agencies to immediately rescue and release the Dapchi schoolgirl Leah Sharibu, the remaining Chibok girls, and other persons in Boko Haram captivity. The coalition, which consists of Catalyst for Global Peace and Justice Initiative, the Citizens Monitoring Group, and the Committee for the Defense of Human Rights, made the call at a peaceful protest organized in Lagos. The protest themed the clarion call "Not Forgotten, Not Forsaken," according to the CSOs, focused on the need to rescue alive children and other people in terrorist captives, including Miss Sharibu and the remaining Chibok girls. It also involved an advocacy to stop all killings in all regions of the country. Addressing the protestants, the team leader, Reverend Abraham Sam, urged Nigerians not to relent in making their voices audible until the government rescued all those in Boko Haram and kidnappers' den and begin to make things right in the country. Also commenting, the team leader of Citizens Monitoring Group, Reverend Gideon Paramalam, called on the government to be decisive in action by rescuing all those in Boko Haram captivity, as well as put an end to incessant killings across the country. He also stated that churches in the Middle Belt, Northeast and other parts of northern Nigeria are suffocating right now. Reverend Paramala further called on the Christians and Muslims in government and the public square to rise to their responsibilities. We shall now go on a short commercial break. We shall be back. Please stay with us.
We want to thank you for always tuning in to our numerous value-adding and impactful programs. We cannot overemphasize your comments and reviews on our social media platforms. They've been really encouraging and shaping us to do better. My name is Samuel Iyola. In the course of improving our quality and coverage, we have upgraded our broadcast format from MPEG-2 to MP4. This is to improve the quality of the video you watch and also enable you, our esteemed viewers, to watch us anywhere you are in the world using your mobile phones. To keep watching ACNN, the simple step you need to take is to perform an auto scan on your HD decoder. If you don't know how to go about this, just follow these simple steps. Press Menu on the remote controller of your decoder. Select Installation menu. Press OK. Scroll down to Auto Scan and press OK. What you now have on your screen is the list of several satellite presets scannable on your free-to-air decoder. Just scroll down until you locate Intelsat 20 with angle 68.5 degree east and press OK. If you want to delete all existing channels on your decoder and scan them again, choose the Yes option. Else, choose No to add new channels to the existing ones. Press OK and sit back while your decoder scans through the available channels. Your decoder will automatically quit this screen when scanning is completed. If this is not the case, press Exit button until you get out of the menu screen. Go to the list of available channels by pressing OK and search for the new ACNN channel with the TV suffix. That's all. If you find this procedure difficult, contact any satellite dish installer around you. However, if you don't have a free-to-air decoder that supports this format, then you may need to get another decoder that supports this by contacting any satellite dish installer or vendor around you. Well, we're happy to inform you that you can now watch all our programs on your mobile devices as well as your laptops. Just visit our website at acnntv.com/live from any device. And you can also watch us live anytime, any day via your laptop by logging in to facebook.com/ACNNTV and click on the live TV link on the left hand side of your screen. Always remember that we will at all times bring to you the undiluted Word of God. Stay blessed.
You are welcome back and thanks for staying tuned. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at acnntv.com or youtube.com/ACNNTV. To be up to date with our news and other programs, download the ACNN app for Android from Google Play Store. President Muhammadu Buhari has pledged that his government will not rest until the remaining Chibok girls kidnapped by Boko Haram terrorists in April 2014 are safely released. President Buhari renewed his commitment in Katowice, Poland at a bilateral meeting with Swiss President Alain Berset on the sidelines of the UN Climate Change Conference COP24. The president had spent the whole day at the International Conference Center, Katowice, where he delivered his national address. At the opening of the 12-day meeting of COP24, met with several world leaders and visited the impressive Nigerian pavilion at the climate summit. During his meeting with the Swiss president, the Nigerian leader thanked the Swiss Confederation for its effort and important role as intermediaries to secure the release of some Chibok girls and assured them that the issue of the remaining kidnapped girls and other adopted persons will remain a key priority for the Nigerian government. Also reaffirming the renewed commitment of the president is the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Geoffrey Onyama, who noted that the president will not rest until all Chibok girls are released from the captive of Boko Haram.
And Mr. President, of course, pointed out that he would not rest until all the girls are released, and that he will continue to make that a priority, and that he welcomed any support from any quarters, and expressed appreciation to the Swiss government for the role that they have played so far. The Swiss president declared the support of Switzerland and emphasized their willingness to continue to provide support, humanitarian support, and also support with regards to the release of the Chibok girls.
Meanwhile, Buhari and his Swiss counterpart discussed joint strategies to ensure the safe return of the girls, building on the past success of securing the release of some of the Chibok girls and other adopted persons in the northeastern part of the country. The president also welcomed the Swiss president's commitment to continue providing humanitarian assistance to internally displaced persons in Nigeria and to ensure the safe release of the adopted schoolgirls. The Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics ASUP has declared that it would begin an indefinite strike from December 12th. The Polytechnic lecturers will join their university colleagues who have been on strike for a month now. Speaking in a phone interview, the national president of ASUP, Usman Dutse, said the federal government had failed to meet with demands of the Polytechnic lecturers. He said prior to this impending strike, the union had on October 2nd issued a 21-day ultimatum to the federal government before it extended it to November, adding that the proposed strike would be total and indefinite. It would be recalled that ASUP went on strike in November 2017, but when the federal government reached an agreement to implement the recommendations of the 2014 needs assessment, the strike was suspended 15 days after. The Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, has directed the Chinese civil engineering company, the contractors handling the Lagos-Ibadan Railway, to ensure that the train becomes operational before February 2019. Amechi said this during the monthly inspection of the Lagos to Ibadan Rail project in Papalando, Ogun State. He said that the contractors must ensure that the tracks and bridges were completed and the train must make transport sense. According to him, out of 10 bridges, only 2 was uncompleted, noting that before the next inspection on December 18th, 1 must be completed. Amechi, speaking on his political job as Director General of Buhari's campaign, said that the campaign won't affect his work. He said that Mr. President was determined to build infrastructure, stating that the monthly inspection would now hold every 2 weeks to ensure progress on the project. He, however, commended the contractor for the quality and progress of work done at the various sites. And now to foreign news. The senior bishop of the Anglican Church of Nigeria, New Zealand and Polynesia in New Zealand, Archbishop Philip Richardson, has apologized to the Maori people from Tauranga for an 1866 decision which saw them dispossessed of their lands. Though since 1975, the authorities has issued several apologies for the actions of colonial and post-colonial governments which stripped the first people of the islands of their inherited land. But recently, the serious work of putting things right entered a new, profound and personal dimension when the Anglican Church in Nigeria, New Zealand, Polynesia apologized publicly for its part in dispossessing Tauranga Moana people of their birthright. According to Archbishop Richardson, the church is saddened that the events of the past have caused such a long shadow on the generations that have followed and left a legacy of injustice and controversy. They pleaded and believed in anticipation that the act of repentance may help to shine a light of reconciliation across the land. A 7.5 magnitude quake has struck close to New Caledonia in the Pacific, with a tsunami alert issued for coast within 1,000 kilometers, that is 620 miles. The quake struck at a depth of 10 kilometers with its epicenter 168 kilometers east-southeast of Tadine, a town in one of New Caledonia's Loyalty Island. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center said that some tsunami waves had been observed and that hazardous waves were forecast for some coast as it waves between 1 meter to 3 meters above tide level were possible along the coast of New Caledonia and Vanuatu, with waves of 0.3 meter to 1 meter above tide level for coast of Fiji. The Ring of Fire is a string of volcanoes, earthquake sites and tectonic plates around the Pacific, which spreads across 40,000 kilometers from the southern tip of South America all the way to New Zealand, as New Caledonia is part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, where many earthquakes occur. Meanwhile, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake struck Alaska, causing people to run from buildings and briefly prompting a tsunami alert for coastal areas. It will be recalled that a tsunami struck Palu in Indonesia following a 7.5 magnitude quake, killing more than 1,000 people in October. So that's it on this edition of the News on the Hour. I want to thank you for watching. I am Zubechi Frank.